Hey, what's going on, guys? This is your boy C Will back to you with another video. And man, oh man, do we have a big one here today. Obviously, we have the NZXT H1 right here. And as you can see in the title, we got some stuff to talk about. And the reason is because, yeah, these things are catching on fire. Maybe, possibility. But we're going to talk about it. If this is your first time here, welcome. Here, we do everything tech, all things tech. Whatever it is, we like to do it. And if you're a returning viewer, I appreciate you the most because you keep everything going. If you like more content like this, make sure that you hit like, hit subscribe, and hit the bell so you receive all my notifications. And man, let's get started. So, yeah. Gamers Nexus did a video on the NZXT H1. He found actual fire hazard. Not gonna go into a whole lot of detail. Here on the channel, I definitely put the link to the videos below, but there has been a recall as February the 12th on this case. And the reason is because there is a screw that's on the riser cable that it's actually going through the PCB, and it has a 12-volt plane that's in between there. And so as you screw in or screw out, it can kind of eat through the PCB. And what happens is it's not plated, it's not grounded like it's supposed to. And so it causes a fire hazard. So that's a major issue. I built this PC for my wife back sometime last year. It's a great build. You could be able to check it out. But this case is no longer being sold right now. There's officially a recall on it. And one of the things that I did, I actually took the graphics card. When I did the build, I did it with a RTX 2060 Super Founders Edition. I took that card out of here because my wife really didn't need it, and I actually put that into my streaming PC. And I'm glad I did that. The whole time my wife has been using the PC, she hasn't used the graphics card with it, and so which means that she hasn't been using the riser cable. This definitely could have turned into a fire hazard because, you know, I take her around, I do stuff, I change stuff out of here and all that different type of stuff, and man, I couldn't have imagined what could have happened to my house and my family. And so one of the things I wanted to create this video is because, one, I purchased this, I did a build in this case, and I know that there's going to be some followers of people out there that's trying to figure out, well, what is Wilcreatives doing? And you know, with his NZXT H1. Well, today I'm going to show you what I'm about to do. We are going to take this apart, and then we are going to take out the riser cable because I'm just going to take it completely out. That's the hazard. There are some things, and I'll make sure I pop them up on the screen, but there are repair kits, and we'll go into that a little bit later as we talk about it, that NZXT is sending out. And so, yeah, until I receive a repair kit with the new riser cable and new screws and stuff like that, I'm going to make sure I take it out. But my wife was still able to use the PC without a graphics card because I have the 10600K, and with that, it comes with the iGPU. And so on the motherboard, my wife was using this with two monitors, actually, and still, you know, being able to use PC without a graphics card. So it works out for her. She uses it for work. But you know, I may decide to throw in a graphics card here at some point in time, especially for future videos and stuff like that. So I definitely just want to make sure that we take care of the issue now as far as a temporary fix. Take out the riser cable until we receive the new repair kit. And then we'll test that out, you know, in another video once that comes in. But yeah, let's get cracking. Okay, so first thing we got to do is take the case apart. And so if you saw my build video, you know that these panels, the glass panel pops off, back panel pops off, and then this is going to slide up. So if you lift this up, you kind of pop this out at the bottom, boom. You can see the inner workings inside the PC. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to pop off the back here, down at the bottom, kind of have to pry it a little bit. And then that pops off. We got to slide this off. So once you slide, the white part slides up, you have the bare system. And on this side, and I'll zoom in a little bit, you'll see this is where the graphics card goes. And this is the actual riser cable here. And the part that's causing the issue is actually the actual lower screw that's down here. And so we're gonna take a look at that, and we're gonna go ahead and take this out. But before I do, a couple of things. So I am going to put the links into the description below. But on NZXT's website, it's the blog.nzxt.com. But if you just Google, so it'll say details on H1 case safety issue. And so when you see that, it'll pop up, and it actually shows dates. Of course, the latest date that it shows as of today, on February the 12th, 2021, United States Consumer Product Safety Commission has published information about the H1 recall on their website. So the CPSC obviously has gotten involved on this. Also, it talks about like what's going on, what's the problem, what can consumers do. You can be able to read that. And a couple of things on it. It actually goes into detail about what the issue is. So when it says what's going on, it says, we identified an issue with the H1 case where a short on the PCIe riser cable connection can lead to a potential fire hazard. This issue has currently affected fewer than 10 H1 cases. Now, in the US, they have sold just over 32,000 cases of the H1, and also in Canada, I think it's a little bit over 1,000. And so there's been about 10 that's run across this issue. The problem, we've identified that 2 screws that attach the PCIe riser assembly to the chassis may cause an electrical short circuit in the printed circuit board, PCB. Repair kits are being prepared that include 2 new screws that address the issue along with instructions on how to replace them. So that's the issue that's going on. What can consumers do? Like I said, you can actually go to the website and all this stuff, but I'm here to tell you, we're going to take out this riser cable. And I would implore you to definitely make sure that you take out your graphics card. You definitely don't want to run into an issue with this. This is a serious issue. So you don't want to run into a problem where you have a potential fire. So there's no graphics card in here right now because I wasn't using one, like I said earlier. But to take your graphics card out, obviously, you will unscrew the actual screws here. And then you hit this latch, and then you can pop the card out. And then we're gonna go through actually taking this out and unhooking this from the motherboard. The temporary fix is, that's what it is. So that's what we're doing today. Unplugging the actual graphics card, taking the riser cable out. What you can do too, and it gives you kind of like a picture of what that looks like, but we're gonna go through it. Now they actually have a page to request the actual repair kit. So when you get ready to do that, when you click on it, it's actually going to give you some information. So when you click on H1 repair kit, it is going to ask you for your email address, the description of the issue, your name, your address, and then it's going to ask you to attach your actual proof of purchase. So here's the thing. If you bought this case secondhand, you're probably not going to be able to get a repair kit. If you bought this, you're definitely going to need to make sure that you find your receipt and get your repair kit. If you bought this secondhand, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to go through it in this video, but you have an option of being able to buy another riser cable. Probably not going to look as good as this one with the bins and everything in it, but you could possibly buy another one. And in a future video, I may go over how to be able to install one of those. But I'm not going to do it in this video. I don't want this video to be too long, but we definitely need to take out the riser cable. So if you can't get a repair kit, you could look into possibly being able to use a different riser cable. I have an extra one over here. Not going to install it, but you could definitely be able to take a look at it and see what's the difference in between the two. And we will take a look at that. Okay, so I have the case on the side. The first thing that we need to do, you definitely need a Phillips head screwdriver. This screw right here is the actual screw that is causing the issue. And so it's a screw here, and also there is a screw here. And so what we want to do is we actually want to go ahead and start unscrewing this. And sometimes they make these screws really tight. And as you can see, there's actually PCB dust coming off of here. And that's because, but that definitely ate through the PCB. And so, yeah, that's a big issue. So We are going to continue to, I'm going to take out the other screw. That one also eats through the PCB, and there's actually dust coming out. So as we take this off, if you take a look here, there's dust and it doesn't have any plates. This is actually supposed to be grounded and plated all the way through. And as you can see, so this is supposed to be grounded and plated all the way through. This is the PCB. So this is definitely cheaply made. And there's no plate. And so you can actually look at how the screw kind of eats through that, which is what causes the fire issue. And so definitely major issue, major issue. And actually up at the top here, if I turn this over, all right, so here's the motherboard. And what we need to do to take this out, all you gotta do is just hit that latch and this pops up. And I'm trying to do this without having to lift up the AIO, and boom, that pops out. So super easy, doesn't take a whole lot. And now we just took care of the temporary fix. It's nothing else that needs to be done. Here's the actual problem child. From the looks of this, it's great how they have the bends in the cable. It's great how they were able to make this compact to fit the case, but major issue. This is the problem. There's no plates, there's nothing going through here to actually keep this. There's nothing being grounded to keep the actual screw from causing the fire. And so that's the issue. And it's like that on both sides. And I'm gonna show you what a properly grounded riser cable should look like. This is made by Lee. So if you see here, it's plated and it goes all the way through. So when you screw in, it doesn't eat through the PCB. And it's the same way on the other side too. Here is plated. Okay, so this is the Lee cable, and the reason why I said I was not going to go through trying to figure out how you can actually replace the riser cable in the case if you can't get a repair kit from NZXT. And the reason is because this is not designed, you don't want to bend these cables too much. This was made like that, the one that came with NZXT, but the one from Lee, or any other cable for that matter, these are not made to be, bent. And I definitely don't want to show you anything you end up having issues with your riser cable. So, but potentially you could, bend these or find something that was a little bit more flexible, and you could screw this in, and then you can have this come around and go into the motherboard. But not gonna do that. The best thing to do is definitely, first things first, see if you could be able to get your hands on the repair kit. I'm not for sure exactly how long it's gonna take for it to come. I actually just ordered it today. And so once we receive one, we'll be able to install it. But you definitely don't want to bend these too much where it's going to cause issues. And so obviously this Lee riser cable is not made for this case, but worst case scenario, like I said, I may do a video just showing how you could be able to do it. But you're definitely going to have to make sure that you do it in a way where it's not going to cause issues when you get ready to mount this and screw it in here. And so that's one of the things that one of the issues that you'll probably run into if you try to fix this solution yourself by using your own riser cable. All right, so now that we actually solved that issue, definitely let me know if you ran into any issues when it's come to this case. Hopefully you haven't. I could definitely see issues where if your graphics card went out and you don't know the reason why, and you have this case, there's a good possibility it either shorted and it caused your graphics card to go out, or whatever the case may be. I would hate it to have like a RTX 30, any type of 3000 series card, and I was using this case and my graphics card went dead, and I don't know the reason why, and it was because of this. Man, NZXT, you definitely got some issues on your hand when it comes to that. But we took out the problem child. we took this out, and so I feel a whole lot better about, my wife continuing to use this case. Like I said, she wasn't using a graphics card anyway. She was just using the iGPU that's built into the 10600K, and so that's a plus. But once I get the new riser cable in, I definitely make sure we'll make another video. We'll test it out, put another graphics card in here, test everything out, make sure everything is working just fine, and then we'll move it on from there. You have this. If you're going to switch it out and try to use another riser cable, do it at your own risk, but make sure that the original one that you add in here, that you definitely take it out. On NZXT website, it has a list of serial numbers, model numbers, stuff like that that's affected by this. If you probably bought a recent model where they already made the fix, you shouldn't have to worry about anything, hopefully. But if not, definitely make sure that you go through, what you need to do to get the extra repair kit sent out to you. And we're not talking about the plastic screws and stuff that they were sending out. No, we're talking about the repair kit that has the new riser cable and the right screws and all the stuff that come along with that. So if you made it this far into the video, you're in for a treat. If you follow me on social media, and you can be able to hit the links in the description below. You know that I announced that I was going to be doing a giveaway in my next video, which is this video here. And this is the Ryzen 5 3600. This chip is 6 cores, 12 threads. It's great for gaming. So if you're doing a budget build, or all you do is game, and you definitely want to be able to get a great experience with that, whether you're doing 1080p, 1440p, or 4K. 6 cores, 12 threads will do the job for you right now. But yeah, I use this chip. It is used. I used it a couple of times, not a lot. I did have this in my streaming capture PC, but as you know, I put my 3900X in there. And I also have a Ryzen 7 5800X in my gaming PC. And so I never used the actual cooler that comes with this. So the cooler is brand new, still in the box. But here is the chip. And yes, so I am going to be giving this away. And what do you have to do in order to receive this? Well, I'm going to tell you. So here are the stipulations to that. So what you have to do, you definitely have to be a YouTube subscriber. You have to follow me on Twitter. And what I want to hear from you is definitely you could just send me a DM. Just stating, hey, what's your story behind needing another processor? If you're doing an upgrade, or if you're trying to complete a build, because obviously right now there's a lot of mining and stuff that's going on. It's hard to get, PC parts, especially when it comes to, last generation type stuff. The prices and everything are going up on this type of stuff. So I definitely want to be able to give back because I don't need it. And so I just want to hear your story. So you have to hit me up on Twitter, send me a DM on Twitter, and that's Twitter only. And so when you send it to me on Twitter, send me a picture of your current PC or your parts that you have, and maybe you just need another processor to finish your build, or you want to upgrade. You have an older system and you want to upgrade. Well, I definitely just want to hear your story about why you need another processor, and how this will be able to help you. And I will choose a random winner on March the 31st. Based on the stories that I received in the messages and my DM that I received on Twitter. And obviously the link to my Twitter account will be in the description below. It's at Wilcreatives. But best story wins. And that's how we'll do it. It's an international giveaway, so you could be in the US or wherever the case may be, but I definitely want to hear your story. And again, send me a picture of your current build or the build that you plan on doing, and the parts and stuff that you have. And I definitely want to be able to just touch bases with you and hear from the community on how I could be able to help. So again, that's how you win. Again, you have to be a YouTube subscriber. You definitely have to follow me on Twitter and send me your information in direct message on Twitter. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Peace.